Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, hello, and make sure you subscribe and check out my playlist and the other content that I have on my channel. Also today, you're gonna see I'm wearing this green shirt. I know it's like so loud, but y'all not gonna judge me for this Walmart kids shirt, okay? This is straight from the kids section. And I just threw it on because I'm about to leave town, but I wanted to get this video done or whatever. So I'm not trying to put on this choker to make it look a little cute. Don't judge me. So this video is going to be a quick More Talks video. Anonymous girl, she says, I just watched a video on the girl whose dad got her sister pregnant and it inspired me to ask you about a problem that I'm having myself. Sorry, it's a little on the longer side. Okay, but we're gonna try to shorten this, okay? So from when I was born to when I was about 5 or 6 years old, my family lived with one of my parents' friends' family. So not family, but like friends' family. Basically, our parents are best friends. Okay, I get that. And they had a daughter and a son. The son being about 4 or 5 years older than me. Ooh, so you gotta be tricky with that. That's tricky. You gotta be careful. Long story short, the son basically molested me. That's what she's saying. He was 10 or 11 years old. He molested me on some occasions by telling me that he had to do certain things to give me energy in a game all the kids were playing. And even did this to his sister too. Lord. Girl, he out here playing Mortal Kombat with y'all. This is sick though, but let me tell you, people do that. Like, kids emulate what they see. Honestly, like, y'all have to learn how to teach your children the difference between video games and the real world. Wasn't that a movie where like a boy killed his sister and he was saying like she was evil because he saw it in the video game? That just happened. It literally did. So anyway, that's so sad. So for example, if we had been playing tag for 5 minutes, he called us and said that we're running out of energy. So now he needed to recharge us by sleeping with them. Like, oh my God. So for a long time, I didn't think that it affected me. And for years, I didn't even realize what he had done was even molestation until I was about 13. And I learned more about the world. But I still felt that I just never needed to say anything. So recently, I just saw him again for the first time in almost 10 years at sort of like a family reunion. I didn't think the event would affect me at all, but it did. As soon as we locked eyes, I was suddenly afraid, even though I knew he couldn't do anything. And I just got this feeling that he's a very evil person and that he still may be doing what he did to me to other people. Now, I really want to tell my parents about what happened, but the main problem is that I just don't want them to feel as though they failed as parents by not knowing and feel disappointed in me for not speaking sooner. I'm also worried that if I don't say anything, he could be doing this to a bunch of other girls and still to his sister. And I know it takes one person to speak up for me and the rest too, but I feel like God made me not as affected as some people might be in order to be strong enough to be that person. Yes, ma'am. I'm just scared of all the disappointment and scrutinization that may come with it. Listen, I know, I'm telling y'all, in my video about sexual abuse, I'm telling you, this is why people wait till they're like 30 and 40, and some of them even never speak on it, because most of the time when it's a family member or somebody close, what the main fear is that, for one, the people won't believe them, and that everybody will take their side, the other person's side, and they'll just be like, no, that person didn't touch you. Like, that's so disappointing. That's so crazy. And then the other situation where it could be like where they're ready to attack this person, and now you're just feeling bad because they're like, you know, going crazy. You don't want to cause drama in your family. But listen, if somebody hurt you, you have to speak up. That's one situation where it doesn't matter about anybody's feelings. It doesn't matter how many degrees this person has. It doesn't matter what positions they hold, if they're in church or not, whether they're a pastor, whether they're a postmaster. I don't care what they're doing, whether they're a doctor, whether they're Bill Cosby. I'm just saying, you know, it doesn't matter if it is Bill Cosby. If he touched you, you need to speak up. You have to speak up. And like you said, you feel like God made you to be not as affected and not fearful as those others to like step up, and you should. That's exactly what he does. Give us courage. And I totally, like I said, this story is so familiar. I just read on the news where this happened, like, but it was a murder situation. The boy actually murdered his sister, and he honestly thought that it was a video game. I even saw it on Law and Order. And I think he was molesting her too because he felt like he needed to recharge her. And it was a sad and sick, twisted game that kept going. And it's just so sad that situations like this happen. But again, you have to speak up. Obviously, his sister is too afraid, but you need to. And if you felt that evil presence on him, it probably was. You should definitely trust your inner instincts. Definitely, because he probably is still doing it to God knows who. If he has kids, he's probably doing it to his kids. So, girl, I would spill the beans. And as far as telling your parents, I would even honestly bring him up on charges. I'm serious, I would bring him up on charges for that. But as far as telling your parents, you know, that's just a bullet you're just going to have to bite. If those are they're your parents. If they truly love you anyway, like most loving parents do, they're going to accept it. But it's just the fact that, you know, like you said, you're worried about them thinking that they failed you. Just tell them that. Tell them. Like, as parents, they're not perfect. And you can tell them that, you know, I know you guys weren't perfect. You did the best that you could with me. You did do a great job, because look at me. But, you know, there was a secret that I had. You know, I'm ashamed you know, to talk about it, but I want to free myself, and I want it to be known, and I want him to get what he deserves. I want to get justice for the mistreatment of myself and possibly others and his sister. You know, I'm not doing this to be messy or to cause, you know, discord among the family members, but this is something that's hurting us. This individual is doing evil things to us, and it needs to be called out. It needs to be addressed. Okay, and you know, just flow. Like, just tell them. Like, if you need to pray before, pray with them, or you know, pray by yourself. Ask God to give you what to say to them. But this isn't about them and their feelings. Don't forget, this is about you. At the end of the day, you know, tell them, like, you know, I don't want you to go off the handle and get violent. I don't want you to go threaten him. I don't want to deal with it like that. If you decide to press charges, which I think you should, then you guys can go through that together. Like, go to the authorities and do that. But don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be frantic when you tell them. Of course, you're going to be emotional, because, you know, that's something that you know, freeing to you, that you're going to have emotion. But, you know, just ask them to be understanding of the situation. And honestly, I believe it'll all flow together once you start talking about it. Any person, parent, that child has come to them, they're going to want to console them and talk to them anyway about it. So I don't think there will be much scrutinization. Now, it may be from that other family, but I would address your family first. Like, address your family first, and then maybe they'll have guidance on how to even deal with that. But who cares about what his parents think? Obviously, they don't know about what's going on, and they'll probably be on your side. I'm sure they will. Nobody wants someone to be raped. No one wants their child to be molested. No real parent would even want to see the next child, somebody else's child, hurt or abused. You know what I'm saying? So, especially if these people are Christian people, or they're church going people, or whatever, you know, just don't let that hinder you. Don't let the possibility of other people's reactions hinder you from freeing yourself. So, you know, that's just my quick advice for this video. Again, for you guys that are watching that have gone through this, check out my 2 previous videos on sexual abuse. So, like, when I tell y'all, I feel like when I speak on these topics on my channel, it comes from experience. Whether I'm experiencing it personally, most of the time, yes, but you know, it could be somebody that's close to me that I'm watching going through this, and you know, you can live through some people, you know, through their struggles with them. You can. So this, you know, it's just serious to me, because it's real, and I'm tired of people like overlooking it. And I was one of those persons that would overlook sexual abuse and stuff like that, and the effects that it would have. Like she said, this girl said she's in her 20s now, and she's just realizing that, you know, it affected her. And that's how, even like other issues, like abandonment issues that I wrote about in my book. That's why I wrote my book, Letters of Encouragement, because until I was 26, I didn't even realize the situations that were going down in my life. I didn't even realize that my upbringing was all wrong. Like, not all wrong, but like there was a lot wrong that needs to still be fixed. And I guess when you become an adult, you learn to see things for what they are, and see things for what they're even supposed to be. Like, you just become conditioned to seeing real and then comparing it to your life and going, okay, this is the right way, this was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's your parents, if it's whoever, you just start to realize, like, okay, this person is living foul, or this person neglected me, or this person did this was wrong. You know, and it's good that you realize that, because in your future relationships and with your children, you can do better. But some of the older baby boomers, sometimes, you know, they slip with a lot of stuff, as far as parenting goes. You know, especially when your parents are so much older than you. There's a lot of things that they just aren't keen to, you know, and so that's why I say definitely speak up and try to have a relationship with them and talk about it. But yeah, that's just it, because y'all know I can talk about that. I don't want this video to be too long, but you know, continue to send me the encouragement and the letters that you guys want me to talk about, give advice. Even the guys, shout out to the guys, because that video was really targeted for the men with sexual abuse. The video with my orange shirt on and me talking about sexual abuse. I'm telling you, these men, as soon as I uploaded that video, men were inboxing me, even on Instagram, telling me that they were touched by my story. And I knew what that meant. They didn't want to go into details, but, you know, because, you know, like I said, how men are. They don't feel comfortable talking about stuff like that. That's heavy. Women, it's easier for us to talk about stuff like that. But with men, nah, because then their whole manhood is going to be in question and all that kind of stuff. So, shout out to y'all guys. I'm here for y'all. I love my men. You know, the men's, white, black, whatever. I love all the men's. Girl, I love me some men's. I don't see how y'all can be gay out here in these streets with these men, girl. But anyway, y'all, I'm just ready to be married again. I am, y'all. Forgive me. All this fineness, I don't want it to go to waste. It's ready for the men's. I'm just waiting for real. Thank you guys for watching. I'll link everything in the descriptions box, even for my hair company, my book, Letters of Encouragement. It's a real blessing to people. Honestly, I think you should get the book. Even it's cheaper on Kindle. It's only like $5 or $6 on Kindle. It's $10 for the hard copy. And for those of you who might want to turn this into a story, you're writing a book, check out my book advice video on how to, you know, publish your book for free and market and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure, like I said, check out my previous videos, different topics. See you guys in the next video, and make sure you subscribe.